Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Today is Wednesday. It is the 13th day of January, Korean American Day today, National Peach Melba Day today.
What's a peach melba?
It's like another Melba, but it's peach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's a flavored thing.
Something.
National Rubber Ducky Day and Stephen Foster Memorial Day and National Sticker Day. Ooh, I had a habit there for a while buying stickers, and Heidi kind of got on me because my sticker budget was getting kind of high. So.
Yeah, it was getting extremely
It started
high.
with like a free sample. Hey, you want to have a sticker made? And I made a sticker, and then all of a sudden I was on their mailing list. And I'm like, hey, you should have some more stickers. Next thing you know, I was up to my ears in stickers.
And I'd get the credit card statement at the end of the month. I'm like, are you kidding me?
They were almost free, you know. I just did it a lot. Anyway, Dion Taylor is my guest today. Dion is a former basketball player turned movie maker. And there's several films that Deon Taylor has made on what's referred to as a micro budget, so like a really small budget compared to other Hollywood movies that have done very, very well. I'm excited to chat with him about his latest project. It's all coming up in just a bit.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. A study from Duke University found that children with more self-control tend to lead longer, healthier lives. So what they're saying is start kids early, get kids early to learn good habits, and that will last with them throughout their days.
Yeah, I wasn't really taught.
Yeah, nor was I. Another study from the University of Boulder, Colorado, found that bodily emissions released during sweaty workouts create harmful chemicals in the air. What? I'm trying to decipher what that means. Are they talking about sweat?
I don't think that's
what they're talking about. Bodily
I don't know.
emissions during sweaty workouts. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't think I want to know.
No, I don't think
This is why I
need
avoid
to
the
know.
gym.
That's why.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
It has
Surveys.
nothing to do with those healthy habits we were talking about
That's probably
earlier.
it too. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. A Pennsylvania man said he was, quote, curious and bored, end quote, when he set fire to a hotel.
Oh, that's super.
It says here he's facing numerous felony charges, including arson, reckless burning, risking catastrophe, burglary, and criminal trespassing. It's all happened. A 3-story hotel was caught on fire at 3 p.m. last Wednesday. Police get to the scene. They discover the structure was listed as a dangerous structure. It had been burnt quite a bit. It had been abandoned.
So he was curious about what could
Just
happen.
wondering what would
if he
happen,
let the
apparently.
thing
But it was an
on fire?
abandoned hotel, so there's nobody in there, thank goodness. He had lit the place on fire. Turns out he had been drinking alcohol before he lit the fire.
shocker.
So been drinking and decided, I wonder what would happen if.
Yeah.
Officers took him into custody. They found a lighter on his person. So there
On
you
his
go.
person.
Yeah. This is what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by channelsurfertv.com. If you're a fan of Kim Kardashian, I'm going to make you happy with not one, not two, but 3 stories, Heidi. 3.
All right.
First one says, I got this like a week ago. I'm sorry I'm trying to get caught up with all my Kardashian news. And I just, sources close to Kim Kardashian have confirmed that she's getting divorced from Kanye West. Story
Why
one.
would that make you happy?
No, I'm saying I got 3 stories to
okay.
share. It's not making me happy. I don't care either way. Second story, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West are struggling to decide how to divide up their assets. And story 3, sources close to Kim Kardashian say Kanye West's bizarre presidential run was, quote, the final straw for her. So this is a guy who at one point claimed that he was Jesus. And that was okay, but then when he decided to run for president, she's like, I'm done. So
I'm out.
Anybody else find that bizarre? I've got a link to all 3 of those stories, by the way. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day, it comes your way, courtesy of giftcardchallenge.org. Phil Collins' ex-wife, Oriane, is that how you say that? Oriane, Oriane. Anyway, she'll be finally ending the months-long standoff, and she's moving out of the Miami home after snatching up a $5 million mansion with her new husband.
Okay.
So
yeah,
remember,
that whole thing was really bizarre too, wasn't it?
She's like, I can't leave. I have to stay here. I can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And then now they're like, okay, now I can finally go. We got a $5 million mansion to move to.
Yeah, that was.
I don't know.
That whole thing was bizarre.
Nobody's being very nice about any of this online, by the way. So if you see the story online, if you read any of it, it's just really not nice. I try to be polite here. I don't know her. She's probably a nice enough lady. I don't know. It's just the whole story's weird.
We don't obviously know the scenario.
We don't hang
or
out
what
with
was
these people.
happening. No.
We don't know what's going on.
Anymore.
Hey.
Not since the divorce.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of R. Kelly, wait a minute. We're not speaking of R. Kelly. Somehow he was in the news here. He released a new song from prison. The song, I'm just telling you the title of the song. The song is called Shut Up, SHUT-UP.
Okay.
And it's to celebrate his 54th birthday.
Okay.
So how is he releasing a song from prison? Did you know you could
give him
release
a recording studio to
Apparently
go into?
they got. I have no idea. It must be a different prison than the ones you see in the movies because I don't remember seeing those. Neil Young. Speaking of musicians, this is our 3rd musician in a row here. Neil Young sold off half of the rights to his song catalog for $150 million. He must have way more songs than I'm aware of because that's a lot of dough.
Yeah, that's
so half of the rights.
impressive.
So he still has half the rights left, but he sold the other half for $150 million. This is an interesting video. There's a viral video of a Russian man eating ice cream in a frozen lake.
okay.
What? Not exactly sure why that's a viral video. A flock of angry chickens attacked a customer at a McDonald's drive-thru in New Jersey over the weekend. Can I read that again? Because there's a lot going on.
That's funny.
There. So a flock of angry chickens attacked a customer. Actually, it says customers, so more than one, at a McDonald's drive-thru in New Jersey over the weekend. I'm not exactly sure what was going on there, but it doesn't sound like those chickens are happy. So angry chickens attacking customers in the drive-thru. I don't know. Let's get one more story and then let's move on. Las Vegas police say a woman left her 3-year-old daughter inside a casino and left.
Oh.
So I'm not sure where she went. I'm not sure why. Maybe she forgot that she brought the 3-year-old daughter with.
I find that.
But it's probably better that she left the kid in the casino rather than like in a car or something.
Yeah.
But she got herself in a little bit of trouble for leaving a 3-year-old daughter inside a casino in Las Vegas.
Creepers.
There you go. This is today's Scoop of the Day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, But I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you pack out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Super excited to visit with Dion Taylor. He's a basketball player turned filmmaker, and I just love his story. And Dion, you're really good at telling stories, but I think your story is a pretty cool story itself.
My story should actually be my next movie, but we'll wait for that for a couple of years, man. Yeah, incredible story, man. Come from Gary, Indiana, make my way to California, end up going to San Diego State to play basketball, and then from there end up finding myself overseas in Germany playing ball. Just a giant film buff, and one day had a crazy idea, man, to write a movie. 13 years later, man, here I am as a filmmaker making some really, really cool movies that people really like to see. I would have never wrote this for myself, but it's a great story.
Well, and the new one is called Fatale. We'll talk about that in a second. But first, I got to go through and just talk about these other names that people have heard of: The Intruder, Black and Blue, Meet the Blacks, Traffic. And the amazing thing is, many of these were done on a pretty small budget in a very short amount of time, and they still turned out absolutely amazing. So what's your secret sauce to make all of that happen, man?
Yeah, we just make hot movies. we just love making things we just love making movies for audiences, man. Yeah, you're right. We're independent, and it's strange to me because so many people see our films and be like, wait, I didn't know that was an independent movie. I'm like, yeah, it's independent. But look, independent means you did it on your own. It doesn't mean the people that's working are not the greatest. The Intruder opened number 2 in the world, opposite Avengers Endgame, with Dennis Quaid, Michael Ealy, Megan Viv. What a fun movie. Yeah, that movie was made on a very small budget. But then we turned right around and did Black and Blue with Naomi Harris and Tyrese, which was a fun, great, interesting look at police corruption. And now Fatale, 2-time Academy Award winner Hilary Swank, Michael Ealy, Mike Coulter. It's just a beautiful movie, man. The cinematographers, Dante Spinotti, who shot movies like Last of the Mohicans, Heat, The Insider, getting all these great people to work on these movies, man, and then seeing audiences watch them. It's probably the most exciting thing that happens in my life to me. Is like, did you see how they responded to that? I just love that. I love audience interactive film. I really pride myself on being a filmmaker from the past. In the 80s, going to the 90s, I was a young kid, but those movies were movies that stained me. I was like, man, they just don't make them like that anymore. You know what I mean? So you're talking to Basic Instincts, The Fatal Attractions, you know what I mean? Even movies like RoboCop, you just don't get them, And I'm like, man, so I wanted to be the guy during this time to make those types of films where people remember them past hitting end or walking out of a theater.
Absolutely. And what you're doing is working because your films have grossed over $75 million at the box office. So people are loving that. And the interesting thing is the box office situation has changed a little bit because the new movie, it played in select theaters nationwide, but it's also available already on video on demand where people can click in their own theater, in their house, and watch this with their family through video on demand. How does that change the landscape for a filmmaker like you?
It's changed tremendously, man. Here we have a movie called Fatale, was going to be this gigantic summer release, 2020. And obviously with the pandemic and things happening, every movie got pushed and moved around. And finally, after some time, the studio who we partnered with came and said, hey, man, we got to figure this out. We got a great film. Christmas might be the day. And it became like double dutch where you're like, all right, well, can we go today? Can we not go today? And finally, we was like, all right, let's just take a chance to put the movie out. And when we put the movie into theaters, because there are certain markets that are open, there's a thing called Cinema Safe, where basically movie theaters are making a safe experience for you to see movies.
Yeah.
And when I learned that you could rent out a theater and they have the distancing in the theaters where they're, low capacity, so man, we got to definitely do that. And we were so happy, myself, Lionsgate, our whole team, we just was high-fiving each other Christmas weekend because the movie ended up, being number 3 in the country, which was like incredible opposite Wonder Woman and Soul and all that. I said, wow, man, look at that. Yeah, so I think we are making movies that people want to see.
Absolutely. I agree completely. Dion, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us here today. I'm going to throw a link to the information about this movie in the show notes, but we appreciate your time. It was a lot of fun to chat.
Thank you so much, brother, and Happy New Year to you, man.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you as well. Again, the new film from Lionsgate, Fatale, and it is available through video on demand right now. I've got a link to all of the information in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Running amok is a medically recognized mental condition.
Really?
Considered a culturally bound syndrome, a person who is running amok in Malaysia commits a sudden frenzied mass attack, then begins to brood.
Really?
So that is what that means, to run amok. I've heard the term before, but I guess I've never put much thought into what that even means.
Where it came from. Yeah, me either.
But now we know.
Now you know.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline Mexico. Or would it be America? I don't know. Because here's this is a weird story. When I say a weird story, I mean, I just don't know what to attribute it to. But I'll read the story and you tell me, was I right in saying Dateline Mexico? So, Dateline, ? A growing number of American citizens are moving to Mexico City to escape the coronavirus restrictions at home.
Oh,
So
really?
would that be Dateline Mexico or Dateline elsewhere?
Well, I don't know. So they have lesser restrictions.
I have no idea. So apparently the restrictions are different in Mexico City. I don't know. I've got a link to the story if you want to read the details. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Time now for some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. The owner of a gym in the state of Minnesota used a hidden camera to spy on a woman as she disrobed in a tanning booth.
Uh-oh.
Civil suit filed in the district court alleges 45-year-old Snap Fitness franchisee Randall D. Rogier, R-O-I-G-E-R, I don't know if I'm saying that right, had a surveillance camera installed in a tanning booth at a fitness center in Minnesota, where he was spying on a female customer repeatedly without her knowledge. The 42-year-old woman spotted this secret camera during a visit to the gym back in January of 2019. Then she got in touch with police. He was charged with misdemeanor interference with privacy. He's agreed that using the camera was an invasion of privacy, but he has pled not guilty ahead of the trial set for March. The attorneys for the gentleman, when I say gentleman, I'm using that very loosely, of course,
loosely.
have denied that he was watching the woman as she used the tanning booth, insisted he installed the camera in the corner of the booth ceiling behind a pinhole to prevent theft and unauthorized use of the unit.
Behind a pinhole, yeah.
Yeah, I hid this back here so nobody would, use this unit the wrong way. I don't know what that even means. It is a bizarre story. That is why it is today's Weird News.
John and Heidi.
Time now for your moment of duh, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. Police in Pakistan have detained a man who was riding through the city streets dressed as a werewolf, scaring people on New Year's Eve. What? He was a resident of the city in the Motai neighborhood. I don't know where that is, but the police say he was roaring, making roaring noises while riding a motorcycle. The police filed initial charges against this person, who's not yet been identified. They say the investigation, and they're investigating his motives for the act. Pictures of the man posing with the police in one and riding a motorcycle in another have attracted a mixture of reactions on social media. One of the photos posted on Twitter, the man can be seen standing in handcuffs next to two police officers, still wearing the full werewolf mask.
I'm just confused. Was he trying to harm people or was he just having a good time?
Sounds like he was having a good time, but he was arrested for causing a nuisance and being noisy. This is at like midnight on New Year's Eve. Now, there were people shooting fireworks off at New Year's Eve at midnight in a lot of places. And again, I'm not saying any of it was right, but again, there's a photo of him standing with the officers. It looks like everybody was kind of smiling. So I don't know what's going to happen there. I've got a link to the story. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Fake News or Florida. At this point in the program, I read a little story, and then my beautiful bride, Heidi, that's a good-looking chick sitting here with me. That's you. She gets to tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is it fake news made up to trick you and amuse me? Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. How about this one? Fake news or Florida? A Florida man was arrested for trying to trade marijuana for food at a McDonald's drive-thru. Fake news or Florida?
Florida.
Yeah, it's a true
I remember
story.
that one.
Yeah, we read that. See, I thought maybe that was when you were not paying attention.
I hang on your every word.
What was that? You hang on my what? My every word. She doesn't usually listen to me. So. All right, thanks for listening to Fake News or Florida on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Kind of a cool story right here. It comes your way courtesy of giftcardchallenge.org, which is, by the way, a place where you can go to create your own good news. All of the details, again, on that website, which is giftcardchallenge.org. I just clicked on a thing to read this story, and then the whole thing froze up. So that's where I was like, oh, no, am I going to have good news or not? Here's the story, though. You can't save her. Hero surfer sprints into the ocean and rescues a woman. A professional surfer is being hailed as a hero for sprinting into the ocean to save a woman. She was being dragged out by huge waves in Hawaii.
Oh, that's awful, man.
You can relate to this.
I certainly can.
Where were we? Was it in Mexico?
It was in Mexico.
And we were kind of, playing in the ocean and the waves, there was an undertow and it kept pulling Heidi under.
Terrifying.
And I was way the heck out. I swam out quite a ways.
And I'm an extremely strong swimmer and I could not get ahead of it.
Yeah,
so it's terrifying.
They pulled her in and everything was good, thank goodness. Well, Mike Wright, he's 24. He was captured on video saving a woman's life who had been swept away into the ocean.
Awesome.
In the video on Instagram, which I do have a link to, by the way, if you want to see it, was first being filmed by Mikey himself. The woman in the ocean is seen struggling as other beachgoers were trying to help rescue her. As the waves continue to crash, he can be heard saying that the swimmer is, quote, going to need to get saved, end quote. You can't save him, someone else is heard saying right before he handed off the phone. He hopped in and he actually saved her. Hold my beer, he captioned the video. He was able to save the swimmer despite being pulled under the water several times himself. According to this site, it says he was in Hawaii to compete in the Pipeline Masters. So he made national news or international news in a good news story, which is pretty darn cool. I've got a link to the story, by the way. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening on a Wednesday.